Oh, God. It's all going madly wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. Merry Christmas to you. Let's have another stiff coffee. Oh, yes, here we are. The well and truly lovely, what's his called? The Veg Grower Podcast mug. That will sort me out and get the show on the road. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that there wasn't, snow coming down on the opening scene there. Just haven't had the time. I've been out filming to make you a Boxing Day special video in 4K. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Careful now. Steady now, ladies and gentlemen. Steady. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. How exciting this will rhyme on Christmas time. Welcome on the 25th of December 2020 on a year that has been, well, interesting, but not really enjoyable. Although, if you look at the Bold Explorer stuff, I have done a few videos with the lovely Julia and a number of other people, and it's been a joyous time. So altogether, we are glad to be here. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Christmas show with me, Uncle Tom Cobley and I. It's nice to see you. Thank you very much for coming in. How many people? 67. Oh, you must be bored. Are you all drunk? Are you all full of turkey and Christmas pudding and mince pies and brandy butter? Will you stop that, please? My goodness, I'm going to have to put the little bobble on the side. Whew. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, almost at the end of the year, but not quite. We still have a few days to go. Goodness, lots of exciting things could happen. After all, we could all be put in individual bubbles. I'm sure that the government must be manufacturing them as we speak, our own little plastic bubbles in which we can roll around. I am not a number. But you'll soon be ensconced in a bubble. Anyway, lovely to see you all. Thank you very much for coming by. Let's say a big hello to a few people who happen to have stepped out on their cold and wintry doorstep on this fine Christmas day. Humbug. So lovely Julie is out there. Lovely Julia and Vince Quill. Nice to see you. Hello to you, the lovely Judith. Good evening to you. Merry Christmas to you, Judith. I hope you're managing to have. I know all your plans had changed at the last minute, thanks to the government. And I'm sure that's the same with everybody. Sean's Flower Garden. I don't know who the hell that is. He changes his bloody thing every 2 seconds. Anyway, he says he's got a hangover. Oh, my goodness. Why is that? No shouting, please. Samet is there, which is great to see. We have Kerry Baldwin. I've lost my mouse. No, it's the cursor. I'm cursing at the cursor already. Kerry is there. Happy Christmas. Nootka Seaglass is there. Glenn Horton. Lovely to see. Alan Sandell. Very nice. What my screen says, the show can't be played in the background. Nothing else is on. We don't want to play it in the background. You've got to be focused on it, man. Focus. Come on, keep your attention going. And Paul Cockrell says, Merry Christmas, everyone. Lovely to see you there. Kate Evans is there. Mike Stevens, Billabong O'Neill, lovely. Audrey, Forbes, Rick M, and Mother Nature doing her best to keep us all sound as a bell. Ringer Ollie, hello to you. I was watching your Christmas message there, and keep ringing them bells, Ollie. Thank you very much. Nigel Sadler says a brief hello, just brief one. He's got to disappear. I can understand. Very busy man. Bob Fig, hello to you. He says, what? Hi morning. Hi morning. Hi morning. Hi late evening. Merry Christmas, Laura Noel. Andrew Norris is also out there. Station Master's Choice, Bernie. Ding, ding. Lovely to see you. Days of Yore. And many more are following, I am absolutely sure. It's Anna Jones. Hello to you. Connor's Dark Corner. Welsh Wanderer. What a lovely bunch. Ian Dance, happy Christmas from Ian and Lance. Hello, Ian and Lance. If I remember, I'll try and get to your pictures, Ian. I know you sent them in. I meant to put them on the Wednesday show, and then I completely forgot. I do apologize. If I completely forget, please don't get cross. Sometimes my brain, it's a very small little thing, and it bounces about in my head like a ping pong ball. Beep, bop, beep. Remember that game? Beep, beep, bop, bop. Bop, 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 bop. That was good with the old beep. Hang on, I've got to get. Where's the other one there? There we go. Beep. I can't do it and look at the screen. What do you think I am? Paul Smith, very festive looking in the studio. Oh, we always like to push the boat out. In fact, I pushed my coracle out in the sea earlier today when I was in Bognor Regis. Yes, I went to Bognor Regis for Christmas. There are finer places, I'm sure, but it was lovely. Actually, it was very nice. The sea was as calm as anything. And there was actually a bloke out on the sea on one of those stand-up boards with a thing, whatever you call them. I don't know what you call them. I think it was a plank. He said, "I'm from the Titanic." Really? He said, "Yes, 100 and something years." 108 years, is it, mate? 108 years I've been at sea on the Titanic. Help me. He was in search of a iceberg, I think. Redondo Rita. Sorry about the Redondo. I just had something there. The Vintage News. Hello to you, Kieran. Lovely to see you. I've said Alan Sandell. We can't have to. Clive Waterfall. There we are. Andrew Murphy. That's marvellous. Ernie Samet. Nice to see you too, Ernie. That's grand. And I think that's about everyone. If I haven't said your name, I apologise. I believe that if you... Steve Granger, there we go, there's another one. If you put the @ sign and the Vobes show, it comes out in orange on my screen and you get my attention more fully. So if you've got a special message on this wonderful day, 79 of you out there watching the poor old Vobie, one-eyed Kenobi. Having a cup of hot chocolate in front of a real wood burning fire. Very nice. I've had the Essie on most of the afternoon because I had to cook up a meal, sacrifice one of the children and shove them in. Should have been the smaller one, which would have been better, but trying to get them in has been an absolute thing. Did you see the Queen? No, I didn't see anybody. No, not allowed to see anybody. I've been wearing mittens over my head. Did you see the Queen? Where was she? I suppose the Queen probably visited your allotment, didn't it? Audrey says, aren't the people who go swimming in the sea every day Christmas... What? Aren't the people who go swimming in the sea very Christmas Day? Aren't they? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Have you? I do accept that most of you have been on the sherry and you're watching this in a sort of blur, thinking that you're actually watching something. You probably think that this is the Queen. My husband and I would like to say a few words to the people who are underneath us. Please, would you move because you're getting in the way? It's been one of those years where, unfortunately, quite a lot of people have contracted a rather unhealthy disease. Now, this is very good because it has made my palace a little empty of staff. We were hoping that the royal butler, Jenkins, would come and bring our food. But as most of the staff, my husband and I, have found that we have had to go and cook the Frey Bentos pies ourselves. And it's no good asking the Duchess of Sussex and her husband and I, because they have lopped off to another country and earning more money than their dear old mother, who is now sitting by a fireless grate, thinking, oh, what a shame it all is. Anyway, keep carrying on. It's all good. Taddy-bye. Thank you, Your Majesty. There we are. I think that was pretty much what the Queen said. I didn't actually see it. Did the council stop it, says Station Master. I don't know. Stop what? Yes, the Queen was watching some episodes of The Crown. Oh, I see. I imagine the Queen does watch The Crown herself. She goes into the little room where the Crown is there and goes, hello, Crown. And the Crown looks up and says, hello, Mumsy. And things like that. You going to be wearing me again today? It's Christmas Day, you fool. I've got to wear a stupid hat and wander about and shake hands with the minions. With the what? The minions. Oh, yes, the minions. Andrew Norris says Prince Harry and Prince Meghan. Oh, yes, Harry and Meghan. Yes, of course they are the the strays now. They've cut themselves off. Very strange bunch that they are. No, please, we don't really want any publicity. We want to have a nice, quiet life. Nobody must intrude on our privacy. We're not really connected with the royals. Rails? We're off the rails. We're not connected with the royals. But, of course, you can follow our new TV series, get our special books. We have spoons dedicated to our lifestyle. You can buy Meghan's knickers, and everything is available from KTEL this afternoon. Yes, spend as much money. It all comes up to us. And because we're still in the Duchess and the other one, whatever it is, Lord and Duchess. What is the opposite of Duchess? I don't know, whatever it is, of Sussex. Duke, is it Duke and Duchess? Duke and Duchess? Could be. I mean, who cares? Kevin Whitley says, watch the Queen for over 64 years. What is it? You work in the CCTV at the palace or something? Is that what you do? Sit there going, yes, the Queen's on the throne again. Throne cam. No, we better not put that. Who put a TV camera in the throne room? It's outrageous. I've been watching this for 64 years. It's just despicable. Anyway, I'll watch the corgis instead. I love watching the corgis, especially the little tiny cars and the little fire engine. What? Oh, I'm supposed to be watching the dogs. Oh, I didn't realise that. Yes, I'll go straight onto the Greyhound Racing channel then. Ollie says, since when was the crown the son of the Queen? I have no idea. I mean, it will be time, I suppose. And Duke, Duchy, Ducky. Hello, Ducky. Hello, Ducky. I wonder if the Queen says that to Harry. Hello, Ducky. All right, Ducky. Nice to see you. Your Majesty, we're being filmed. Oh, I beg your pardon. All right, Ducky. Nice to see you. OK, we're not being filmed now, Your Majesty. Ah, good. Cool, blimey. Keeping up appearances. Very difficult these days for the old Queenie, isn't it? I imagine the Queen is actually a Cockney at heart, underneath all that, that veneer. I bet she is a, blimey, what is it called? Blimey Mary Poppins. I bet actually she is I bet it's Dick Van Dyke underneath all that outfit. I bet it's Dick Van Me old bamboo, you can bump me out of me umper shoe. You can dig, little up and do anything with the old bamboo. All good. Did anybody watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang this Christmas? Was it on? I wish it was on. I love Chitty Chitty Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Oh, you pretty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, we love you. We've got a car that we've just done up and it's quite nice. It flies around and saves things. It's great. I could make that into a film. If only, somebody would stop making those... Maybe you could do Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with James Bond. It's kind of, that is... I mean, when you think Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Ian Fleming wrote that, a car that can fly, that can go on water, and then he went on to write, or he was already writing, James Bond with the cars, with all the... I mean, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's the same thing. That's the one of them was the inspiration for the other, and who knows? Anyway, was Goldfinger played by the same bloke? No, I don't think it was. Who was the king in the Enchanted thing? Was that the same? Anyway, Rick M says, yes, I do. Goldfinger was in it. There we are. You see? That was it. Goldfinger. Ba-da-dum. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyone watch any James Bond? Was there any James Bond on the box or anything like that? Ding, 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 ding. It's all good stuff, isn't it? The old ways are the best ways. All this newfangled rubbish is rubbish. Anyway, if I had you... Who remembers that? If I had you, says Rick M. I don't know what you're talking about. If I had you. If I had money to burn a hole in my pocket. I know that one. That's from Half a Sixpence, isn't it? If I had money to burn, I'll go like a rocket down to the shop without a stop. Tumble into the banjoing shop and buy me a banjo, cladder-janga, ring-a-janga. Buy me a banjo, cladder-janga, ring-a-janga. Buy me a banjo, cladder-janga, ring-a-janga. That's what I would do if I had all that money. I don't know the song, of course. I'm just making it up. Tommy Steele, I believe, played a very good character in that show. Matt Dow says Spectre is on now. Spectre. Oh, is it? Is it on now? Yes, I think, isn't Spectre what's happening with that guy? Who's that guy in the Big Reset? The one that started, Schwab, or whatever his name is, who's obviously from Smurf. He must... I mean, it's happening in real life. It's happening... Where is the 007 in real... Can somebody go and get Oh, what's the name of the woman that plays M? What's the name of the woman? It's not Elaine Page. I know it's not Elaine Page. It's somebody else. What's her name? She was into trees fairly. Somebody, is she still alive? Dig her up. Dig her up. We need an M. We need a 007. And we need someone to get rid of Boris out of the way. And we need our world back. We don't like this surreal nonsense that we've ended up in. Klaus Schwab. Yes. I think you can buy a Klaus Schwab for going round the U-bend. I think they're quite useful, aren't they? Those Klaus Schwabs, they clean the U-bend and get all round the porcelain, really nice and tidy, which is very nice. Britney Spears, was it Britney Spears? That's right, she would be an M. She would be good. What was a Britney Spears novel? Not a novel. A song. What was one of her songs? I've got a vague tune in my head, but I can't bring it to mind. Of Hastings. Britney Spears of Hastings. That's the one. Yes, absolutely. Station Master's Choice. My favourite Morecambe and Wise special was where Eric grabs Andy Previn by the lapels. Oh, yes, that's right. Good old. Whatever happened to Andre Previn, or Andrew Preview, as he is often known. Oops. Oh, yes, that's it. Oops, I did it again. Oh, yes, that's it. That would be quite good for a James Bond, License to Kill. Down, 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 ba-dam. Oh, that was a goodie. Oops, I did it again. Yes, anyway, never mind all that. I'm sure one could fashion a sort of James Bond with lots of modern songs like Kylie Minogue and Do the Locomotion, where he's on the top of the train fighting for his life. And all. Why have I got an itchy nose on all that jolly old port? It's giving me one of those strawberry noses. I mustn't do it. Asparagus spears. Oh, yes, they're quite nice. Don't dunk them in your tea. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's lovely to see you on this very merry and jolly and rather silly day today with 85 people just tuning in. Is there anything else on the telly? There's the Vobes. Oh, yes, that's right, the Vobes. It's very exciting. We have videos, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we wouldn't be any... It wouldn't be any kind of show if we didn't have videos, would it? What kind of show would it be? If somebody out there, unlike me, was I've just been lazing my feet up. I don't do anything. I just sit here and wait for the camera to be switched on. It's like, suddenly a little pole comes up. And when I say a pole, I'm not talking about someone from Poland. I'm talking about a little stick that just budges me along like that. And you go, wait, you're on. Oh, yes, I'm on. Of course, a day like today, I've been out with Eric and I've washed all his clothes and I've been pegging them up on the washing line. I've just found one of his little pegs. Look, that's the little peg. Because he's only a wee little fella. I mean, some of you may think that he's actually quite a large chap, but he's only about 12 foot high. 12 foot? Did I say foot? I think I meant inches. Might have been inches. And his clothes are quite small, so that is actually a little peg. Little wooden peg. It's amazing. I've hung up my cards. Do you like my cards, by the way? People have been sending me cards. Aren't they nice? They're all pegged up there. The funny thing is, though, when you do this business with the string and you've got to hang them up, because they put the crease in the wrong place of the cards, when you flap them over, some of them are on the side. But if you've got phones and you're watching it, at least you can do that business so much easier. You can't do that so well with a television. Unless, of course, you've got one of those televisions that goes for when you're watching Australian television, which many of us do because we do like to watch kangaroos bouncing on their heads. It hit me baby one more time, says Susan Luca. Thank you, Susan. We will hit you one more time. I'm not a wife beater, but I am a fan beater. But when it goes round, it can actually be careful because it can chop your fingers off. My wife, says Ricky M, says my wife saw Tommy Steele at Blackpool in the 1970s and remember very white teeth. Tommy Steele was the smile, wasn't he? He was. Smile a while, and while you smile, another smiles. And soon there's miles and miles of smiles, and life's worthwhile because you smiled. He really was the teeth of the nation. I don't know whether Colgate sponsored him or anything like that, but I always remember, and he did play a lovely little banjo, and he used to get into my bathroom on the taps. He used to do all that dancing on the taps. It was fantastic. YouTube is better than mainstream TV with very few exceptions and not so many repeats if you are lucky enough not to watch the same thing twice. Took 12 inches of line, says Darren Howe. Yes, 12 inches of line to hang up poor old Eric's clothes. Hit Me Baby one more time. We've done that. Just old films regurgitated. Yes, there you go. And Phil Carter says, don't give your money to the BBC, give it to Richard. Very good advice, I have to say. I like that man. Write his name down, Phil Carter. Send him an apple or something. Yes, I've got rid of my TV licence, so I no longer have to put up with all the nonsense and the bias and everything. Sean says, I like Norman Wisdom singing Don't Laugh at Me because I'm a Fool. Yes, that was from his very first film, if you remember, Trouble in Store with Margaret Rutherford and Jerry Desmond. Lovely film, 1953 or 54, but I think 53. Don't laugh at me because I'm a fool. And Esme, what's her name? Esme... Oh, I used to know her name. You know, the little old lady, Esme something or other. Lovely lady. She was in some of the Carry On Regardless. She was in, fantastic little actress. She's there with the sugar and the bowl of sugar, putting them into the tea and looking endearingly at poor old Norman as he's singing his heart out. Don't laugh at me, 'cause I'm a fool. Desert Island Discs was something he appeared on. And you know how Desert Island Discs works. You pick 10... or so of your favourite tunes. He picked, I think, about 5 of his own tunes. Bless him. He had dementia in the end, and I did watch a documentary where he was sitting watching his films. He had no notion that it was him on the screen. Very sad, very, very sad. And it did bring me back to think of my poor old dad when I saw that. And in fact, I've got a DVD, and there's the director's cut with it watching the film, and you can hear him, and he's being helped, I think, by the chap who wrote his biography, Stephen Aker or something, or Darcy or something. And it's very poignant because you can hear at that point, this must have been about 5 or so years before fully fledged dementia had got him, and he was still trying to remember some of the things, and they're talking, and the other guy there, Stephen Darcy or whatever his name is, his biographer, was prompting him, and he was going, "Oh yeah, no, I think I remember that." It's very sad. Dementia is such a horrible thing. A lot of videos are worth multiple watches. Yes, a lot of videos are worth multiple watches indeed. And Elford says, I don't have a TV, but watched University Challenge last night at my parents', and the contestants were each set in a Perspex box. Oh my giddy. I mean, they used to float above each other. That was quite good, wasn't it? I mean, if you're going to sneeze and cough, achoo, like that, it's going to go that way, but not up. They're much better if they're floating above, surely. Yes, so there we go. Audrey says, oh yes, I did make a crib or something. I keep my TV to show films of Bresnan, Bergman and Kubrick. Oh, nice. 2001 Space Odyssey, I think Kubrick. Or didn't he do that Rubik's Cube? Was that Kubrick? No, I can't think. Evening all, happy Christmas from Turbo Stream. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much. Do perch in and squeeze in if you can. Make sure you're wearing all your personal protection and everything, and remember to wash under your arms. Vincent Quill says, haven't had any kind of broadcast TV since 2001. It's very disturbing that when we encounter it at other folks' houses or in public places, step away from it. You really see it for what it is. Absolutely. And the great thing is, if ever you're watching the news, watch the news on the television. Here's a little thing. Turn the picture down so you can't see it, or hide the picture, or sit away from the telly and listen to the news on the telly. Listen to the news. And what you'll suddenly realise is the amount of sound effects, enhanced music, the sort of upbeat of the news to make it sound much more exciting than it really is. And all those graphics, once you cut all that away, if you would just listen to the words, you realise that, okay, they haven't really got much to say, but they make out that, you know, there's such drama going on. Especially when they're waiting outside a place and going, I'm now standing outside the hospital, and any minute now the Prince Philip will be coming out of the hospital through that door, that grey door, the door there that's got a handle about 4 foot off the ground. It's a silver handle, and it will turn as His Majesty the Duke of whatever he is, the Duke of, not of Sussex, whatever, and he will turn that hat and he will walk through using both his legs, because it was only a splinter that he went to the hospital for. But we will, as soon as he comes through that, we will show you. We're going to be trained there. Not only myself has come 552 miles from the studio to be here so that we bring you this news. There are 47 support vehicles, a crane, a helicopter, a drone, a man who's just got a clipboard for no apparent reason, the bloke who holds the deck chair. There's a woman there who's going to put powder on my nose, and 6 dwarfs. Quite sure what the dwarfs are here for, but we're all here so that when Prince Philip does that. Now, whilst we're waiting for that, I just want to show you this curbstone down here, because the curbstone was actually here when Prince Philip first came, and he stepped on this particular part of the curb. We'll just take a nice close-up of that. And, oh, there he is. He's coming. Oh, I'm so sorry. We've missed him. He just came out that door just now whilst we were looking at the curb, and he's walked down that way there, which you can't. We're not allowed to put cameras in there because we didn't think of it, actually. That's actually the main reception. We've just been round the... Anyway, now back to the studio. Yeah, that's kind of television and news and 24-hour news. Station Master's Choice says, BBC wastes so much money. Why do we need these people live from? Just repeat what's said in the studio. Exactly. And Kerry Baldwin says, my mum sits in front of the BBC News channel for most of the day. I'm quite worried about her. She is obviously bored. Yes, well, I can understand that. I tell you what, though, there are some people 3 times a week at about 8 o'clock on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday that tune in to watch some bald bloke with glasses on the YouTubes. Go figure. It's madness, isn't it? Utter madness. Well, it's that part of the day when we get rid of the Vobes for a few moments and everybody has a sigh of relief and says, thank God he's actually going to play a video. And yes, we are. We are going to play a video. We're going into the video vault now to see what we've got. And let me tell you, young Nikki is going to tell us how we can keep healthy. Very healthy, with a few Beecham's powders that she's conjured up from her cupboard. I don't think they are Beecham's powders, actually. They might be a little bit more interesting. So, Nikki, how do we keep ourselves fit and healthy in the months ahead?
Hi everyone, a little bit of a different video today, seeing as I can't get out because of the adverse weather conditions, so I thought I'd show you what I've been doing in my kitchen. So what I like to do is choose 5 powders which are beneficial for me for the next couple of months and mix them together in a Kilner jar, and I'll go through the 5 powders that I've chosen which are among my favourites. So they're all superfoods, they're all freeze-dried, and all but one is organic. So the first one is here. That's cranberry. Cranberry is part of the heather family. It's rich in vitamin C, manganese, vitamin E and copper. The benefits are that it prevents stomach ulcers and it decreases blood cholesterol. The next one is a lovely rich deep burgundy colour, and that's blueberry. That's a pack full of antioxidants, but also phytonutrients. It boosts immunity, so we all need that at this moment in time. It can increase energy, it's loaded with fibre, it's also an anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer and improves circulation. This one here is the milk thistle. The active ingredient in that is silymarin. Studies have shown that it's beneficial for your gallbladder, and also it helps reduce inflammation of the liver. And many studies have actually been done with this on people with cirrhosis of the liver due to alcoholism, and it has extended their lifespan. So it's very beneficial. I'm teetotal, I don't drink, but I do want a healthy liver. So I use that in my juice mix. The next one is gorgeous rose hip, and let me just show you that in the jar. How gorgeous is that? Just a fantastic colour. Rose hip, again, it's a powerhouse of antioxidants and vitamins. It's full of A, E and D. It's the ultimate skin superfood because what it does, it helps stimulate collagen production and again stimulates elasticity in the skin. So it's very good for skin repair and rejuvenation. And the last one is good old ginger, with the active ingredient that is gingerol. This is the colour of ginger powder. It's very good because it reduces stress on the whole body, so it helps remove any oxidizing stress and toxicity that you may have. And it's just beneficial on the stomach and helps with nausea, and also removes common cold and flu. So they're the 5 different powders that I have. Some of the other things that you might like to try in your juice are nettle, matcha, barley grass, pumpkin powder that is full of protein, so very good for vegans and vegetarians, ashwagandha, and beetroot powder. And using the powders couldn't be simpler. It's literally getting one of these, a 5-gram scoop, putting a couple of scoops into a little freshly squeezed orange juice, definitely not concentrate, giving it a good shake in the sistema, decanting into a glass, drinking it. So I hope that's been of benefit to you, and hope you're all well and keeping healthy. Lots of love. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Well, there you go. How about that? I hope you're all going to take note and get completely healthy and off your head with all those exciting powders. Now, please don't snort those up your nozzle. Now, Nootka, there's an interesting question there Mike Stevens asked, is how the hell do you make these things, or where do you get them from? So I think we'd like to know more information. Now, you can, of course, Nootka, if you're near a telephone, give us a call on 0793 4746 and 790. Tell us about it. I'd be interested to know. Presumably you go into some sort of health shop, do you? But here's another question. When I watched this earlier, before I played them in on the show, obviously to make sure that there was no nudity or swearing in these things, because you never know. We don't normally get that sort of stuff, but there's always a first time, and I do wait for that video to come in, but nobody sends it. I was thinking, why can't you just eat the things, ginger? Can you not just eat the ginger itself without having to have it powderized? Or have it in a drink? I sometimes have chopped lemon and some real ginger, which I grate and shove into a glass. Or is there a benefit to having it more raw than heated up in hot water and all of that? I suppose not all of it is available all year round, so that'd be interesting. And what the hell was that Wagamama stuff? Here we go. Here's a phone call. Let's find out. Now this would be interesting. I'll try and get the hat over the hat. Hello, who's that?
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! What do you mean happy? What do you mean Happy New Year? It's not Happy New Year, is it?
Sean from London. I thought I'd get in early because I might doze off to sleep. Because I've had a scoop or two.
A scoop of what? Ice cream.
A scoop of champagne.
Have you?
Well, I did a live broadcast this morning on my YouTube channel.
Fair enough.
And I had 2 little glasses at 11 o'clock.
Right. Ada, this YouTube channel of yours is bringing in lots of money that you can afford champagne.
And then I did one on Twitter, and I thought, well, I need to
have more champagne.
What I've done.
Yeah.
So I had 2 more.
Yeah.
Then I did it on Instagram. I thought, well, I've got to do the same again.
Why didn't you just record something and then shove them out on all? Or use that stream thing that you use and get them all into one thing at the same time?
I actually went to the allotment, so I did it on my phone.
Oh, I see. Of course, really what it was is you wanted to do it 3 times so you had an excuse to have 3 lots of booze. That's what it was.
So by 12 o'clock,
yes,
half a bottle of champagne is gone.
Yes.
And I can feel a head coming on now.
Oh, nice. Lucky you. So what kind of champagne was it? Was it Brut 99? You'd sprinkle it all over? Or was it...
Yeah, with a few little hundreds and thousands on top.
Lovely, yes.
And then as I cycled back...
You mean you were drunk in charge of a bicycle?
Well, there was nobody on the street.
No, that's true.
And I put it on the fast mode.
Yes, on electric. So you're just coasting.
and I was singing along.
As a
Don't
singing.
laugh at me, 'cause I'm a fool.
And laugh at me because I'm drunk on a bike.
And then when I saw people, I was shouting, Mr. Grimstone!
Oh, Merry Christmas! They're breaking all our bottles! Don't do that! No, stop it! It's an outrage.
But I just wanted to say,
Yes.
found you during the lockdown, and you've been a tonic through the last 12 months.
And have you been mixing me with your gin? Is that what you're saying?
It felt a bit like 12. It felt a bit like 12 years.
The champagne here. I've just got water with a bit of PLJ in mine.
Just like that.
Sober as a judge.
So, just want to thank you for all the hard work you've put in.
It's my pleasure.
And it's been a pleasure to tune in and to see them all.
Yes. Well, you take... thank you very much. You take yourself a couple of Alka-Seltzer, go to bed, put your feet up, and we look forward to another 3 lives tomorrow with that second bottle of champagne.
I'm just about to take you into the bathroom now.
Yes, thanks very much. It should flush me down the toilet, as most people do. Well, that's
Speak to you later.
Yeah, take care. Nice to speak to you.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. There we are. That's Sean James Cameron, sloshed as ever. But that was very kind of him to call in and say a few worms. It was very nice. So, yes, anyway, Nuka says, I put longer version on my channel of Nuka Seaglass, but I don't put all the videos on Richard's show on my channel, but I did this one. Fair enough. That's entirely up to you. Have lava bread, Sean. I'd rather have something else. I love you, I do. I love you, I do. I love you. I've had a few, and too few to mention, and did it my way. Dear, oh dear. I have subbed to your channel, says House of Babushka. That's very good. And Station Master says, champagne, thought I was doing well with a bottle of Harvey's Christmas ale. Mind you, the use date was August 2019. So well vintage now. Phew, absolutely well vintage. So there we go. Very deep voice for a woman. Yes, what Wagamama? What was the ash wag? What is it? What is that? Give us a call, Nuka. On 0793 4746790. I want to know what this ash wag a Honda is. That doesn't sound very English. Sounds like some foreign herb that you're taking. And Ernie says, to lose weight, Mum said to drink boiled raw ginger and cloves for a few minutes, then mix with honey. Delicious. True enough. Lost weight. Yeah, I bet it put you off eating anything else for donkey's years. And Jeff Kellison, he says, I'm late, got my turkey TV dinner. Well done, Jeff. You haven't let us down. A TV dinner on Christmas Day. Bless your cotton woolen socks. I trust you're not sitting in your lorry watching the show, eating your TV dinner. I trust that you are actually at your sister's house or somewhere nice with your feet up, your TV dinner, a great big 4K television set in front of you and relaxing. I hope that's the situation. So there we are. Any other interesting things? Days of Yours says, is it David W.C. Fields? Has W.C. I've been to the chop house. Oh, W.C. Fields. You could sit and watch a W.C. Fields all over Christmas and be laughing in the aisles. Rick M says, we have ash waganda in porridge. What the hell is it? Nobody's telling me what it is. Oh, Paul Cottrell says, I think Wagamama is a West Indian fast food chain. Wagamama? It's nothing to do with trains then. I thought it was the wagons on a train going speedily past. And Elfwold says, my mum found some chilies in the cupboard today. Best before 2001. Best chilies you've ever had, I bet. And Jackie Trainer, hello Jackie, says, I think we need some more of these powders now. Groan, I was fine until a slice of Christmas cake. That'll get you every time. Oh, I'd love to have some Christmas cake. I've got no Christmas cake. Should have made a Christmas cake myself. It's a ground up root, says Rick M. Is it? What kind of root? But what's the plant? Is it ash tree? Is that what it is? Is it the ash of a tree? Ash... whatever it is, ash wagamama. I can't have lost it now. It's on there somewhere, whatever it is. Anyway, so Nuka's not going to call and tell us what it is, so never mind. Let us go into the video box. And in the video box, we've just heard from lovely Bernie there, didn't we? We just heard from Bernie. Let's find out what Bernie's up to on this Christmas day.
Hello, Vobesters, and a very Merry Christmas to you. Bernie here. I did say in my last video about the farm shop that I wouldn't be out filming anymore this year, and that's true. I haven't been out filming. But as Richard is doing a Christmas Vogue show, I just thought I'd put a tiny little bit on. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Hope you got some nice things from the old big white beard himself. And I'm just including a very short clip. One of the things the kids love, excuse me, itchy nose. One of the things the kids love about visiting the railway, it's not just Father Christmas and the presents, but also the gallopers we have at Tenterden Station. And please don't call them a carousel. That's a horrible, nasty American word. They are gallopers. And we have a set that comes to Tenterden that's been restored by a nice chap. They date back to 1896, I think it is, complete with its original Savage steam engine. Lovely things. I have an interest, amongst many things, in traditional fairground equipment, and I have some models of traction engines and things in my collection, but my pride and joy is my 1/50th scale fully working gallopers that were made by Corgi some years ago, fully motorised, with the sound of the organ playing inside them. And I thought it would be a nice little Christmassy touch if I just included the short video that I put on YouTube of the gallopers in action. So here we are. Hope you enjoy it, and enjoy the rest of the holiday.
So there you go. That's the gallopers, ladies and gentlemen. And don't you dare call it a carousel. The gallopers, I love seeing the gallopers, the big, full-size gallopers at the fairgrounds. Absolutely fantastic. When I used to do the old juggling, unicycling, fire eating, lying on a bed of nails, stilt walking, did I say unicycling? Balancing on a walking globe, slack rope walking, spinning plates, and eating fire, mime, robotics, and all of that. When I used to do all that sort of nonsense, I used to love going around. I used to get booked at places where I had these gallopers, and they were fantastic. And I would love to have one of those horses on the pole here in my house. It'd be lovely just to do that and have that music playing in the background. It would be just so wonderful. It would be superb. But alas, unless one can be very lucky and find one of those things lying around in a lay-by as you're travelling up the A24, unlikely to happen, is it not? Indeed. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much, Bernie. That's fascinating and very, very lucky to have an old corgi set. We were talking about corgi cars earlier. I wonder if a little corgi dog can sit on those. That would be interesting. Judith says, love the old horse merry-go-round. Gallopers! It's a galloper, for goodness sake. Not calipers. Don't get mixed up with calipers, because calipers is something else. That's what you're put in when you fall off the gallopers. Yes, I've seen many a motorcyclist have to end up in gallopers. No, wait a minute, calipers, whichever the two is, whichever the one is the more medicalised. Yes, anyway, Connor's Dark Corner says, such a magic ride. Love going on those as a young'un. Indeed, you can go on them, I believe, when you're an old 'un, but you're not an old 'un, you're still a young'un. Pole dancing with a horse, says Alan Sandell, which is pretty much what it is, actually. And Ron says, Bernie, did you used to live up Old Town? Yeah, I used to live up Old Town, I mean, up Old Town blues. Nothing like an old town blues, wherever the old town was. Yes, anyway, merry-go-round is okay, but normally refers to the smaller riders, says Station Master's Choice. Now, apparently Nootka was trying to ring in, but the signal is so bad from the rural Norfolk, so don't worry at all about that. It's fine. So let's go straight to our next video whilst we're here, because it is Christmas, isn't it? I don't know whether you'd noticed. It is Christmas, and in the Christmas box today, we have good old Mike Stevens and Daisy.
So here we are, Merry Christmas from Daisy and Mike. Here she is, the beautiful girl here. And as we remember Christmas Day, you think of Jesus coming into the world 2,000 years ago and the celebrations that went on, the gold, frankincense and myrrh that the 3 wise men brought, the happiness of Mary knowing she was going to be the mother of God, the mother of Jesus rather, the Son of God. And why do we celebrate Christmas? Well, we celebrate the birth of Jesus. Everything that Jesus said was true. He never told a lie in his life. If anyone examines the Gospels, they can find no fault or no untruth in anything Jesus said. Even the year we have, 2020, is denoted by his birth. Before Christ and Anno Domini. Jesus came into the world to give love, so may we learn from his example. And with each of us, they have some light. Each of us has some light inside us. So let us make a vow, if you like, if you want, to try and give a little bit of that light to others during the months and years ahead. You can see I'm giving love to Daisy and Daisy's giving love to me. It's very happy. Don't we all want to be happy? We don't know how long we are in this world, so let us thank God for the birth of Jesus and the light of love he brought into the world. The light will outshine the darkness that we have in the world right now, and God, as it says on my t-shirt, will win in the end. So I could give you quotes from the Bible and so on, but the main message is that love is the most important force, if you like, in the world. And the one who showed that, Jesus Christ, is his birthday today. So happy birthday, Jesus, from Daisy and Mike. Bye-bye.
Ah, wasn't that nice? Did you think that was nice?
Oh, that was lovely.
That was Wait a minute. What are you doing here?
Ha!
How did you get in?
Magic.
Oh, the magic of Christmas, of
It is.
course. But aren't you down in Gosport with your nan?
Not now, I'm not.
Oh, no. Wait, weren't you down in Southampton with your mum?
Not Southampton. Ooh, no, not Southampton.
No.
We come under Portsmouth down
Oh,
there,
yes,
my
I
love.
beg your pardon. Yes, Portsmouth. Weren't you down in...
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth. Pompey.
Pompey.
Weren't
yeah,
you down
near.
in Pompey with your mum?
AKA Fairground.
Weren't you down in... Where the hell have you been?
don't know, but I've got a really shiny face. Look, you can tell I didn't do my proper makeup.
Yes, a shiny face. So anyway, look, the lovely Julia's just popped in. She banged on the door just as Mike was doing his video there. Thank you, by the way, Mike, for your sentiment and reminding us exactly the roots of Christmas and all those things. Very important for a lot of people. So do spread that love around.
Bubbles for Daisy.
Bubbles for Daisy. And it's lovely to see Daisy looking so healthy. There we are. Look,
She's such a pretty girl.
Oh, isn't it
such
nice?
Such a pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty,
so you had a lovely time with your mumsy?
I did. It was really, really, really nice to see my mum and dad. I haven't seen them for a while.
Because it was sort of touch and go, wasn't it?
It was.
All this, 1 minute we're in this tier, then we're in the next tier, and all of that.
Yeah,
malarkey.
we weren't sure if we were going to get to see my mum and dad, but yay, I did. So
Fantastic.
many people didn't, so I made the most of it.
What, didn't see your mum and dad?
Yeah, I mean, so many people didn't see my mum and dad.
I didn't see your mum and dad, and I'm sure half the people out there didn't see your mum and dad.
Speaking of my mum, though.
Yes, what about your mum?
She sent me home.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oop.
I'm bashing the mic again.
Oh, don't worry about that. Sorry about that. I haven't made that quite wide enough for your head.
That's all right. Well, I wanted to do this last year to your studio, but I
yeah.
never got around to it.
No.
Food.
Christmas
foods.
Oh, wow.
You
Look
got
at
some
that.
gammon in there.
Gammon?
You got some turkey somewhere in there.
I haven't had any turkey or
Brussels
gammon.
sprouts, parsnips, roasties, cauliflower, carrots, broccoli. Yeah, and some
Ooh.
stuffing of some sort.
This is like Meals on Wheels. I've got to that age, ladies and gentlemen, where meals up here. Look, we can.
Stick it back over there.
Yeah.
Oh, you want?
I was going to get you to open it up, and we can have a peek in. Hang on a minute. I've got to get to the right button here. There we are. Ta-da!
Grab.
Oh, sorry, mind the microphone. That's it. Look at that.
Now you're beating up the microphone.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, amazing. That is amazing.
So that'll keep you fed for a week.
Yes, it will. Cool. Hang on a minute. I just rubbing the studio down. Banging the.
You're very snug over there.
Sorry. So if you've got
I know
enough
you're
space.
blind on this side.
Yes, I'm
and
blind.
You do get a bit closer usually.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You're hang on. Yeah. Which way do you need? I need to go that way, and you need to. Yeah. There we are. We're more like even now.
Even Stevens.
Hello, Julia, says Ron Langley and Phil Carter. Hollycomb is great. Hollycomb? How is Hollycomb?
I don't know.
Julia says that I was going mad. Then Julia suddenly appeared. Oh, thought I was going mad. Yes. I know. I don't know. I thought you were going mad. This is very unexpected, but lovely to see you. Thank you for popping in.
Too. Lovely to be seen.
Just want to say a quick hello and happy Christmas to you all. I've listened. I have to go. Bye for now. Cheerio, Michael. Lovely to see you too. Station Master says something about getting it one day. I had the first Rudgwick Steam Fair. And so, talking of steam fairs, not that you were, but I am, on the Isle of Wight, they used to have one regularly. And I used to go and perform at the Isle of Wight Steam Fair. And 1 year I went there, it was about 2006 or something like that, or 2005, 2006 it was. I remember it's precisely because that's when I got acanthamoeba keratitis in my eye. And
you're going to remember that.
I went on the spiral down to losing my eye 4 years later. But anyway, let's not dwell on that.
No dwelling.
No dwelling.
Happy thoughts today.
You made yourself a cup of tea and everything.
I did.
Gosh, I wonder what that clattering was out there. I thought it was one of the kids.
I was hoping to just sneak in, whilst you were busy full flow and go, hello.
Excellent.
But you caught me.
Andrew Norris says, wow, social services has improved since my day. Yes, they certainly have. I'm very lucky.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas from the lovely Julia and, of course,
bubbles around.
Bubbles everywhere. Terry Hand, no longer part of the farm now, built on Richard, very happy, Phil Carter. Oh, no, is it been built on? And Ian Dance says, hello, Julia, happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas to you too.
And it's raining bubbles.
It's raining bubbles. Hallelujah, it's raining. More bubbles. Amen.
Amen, or man. Now, the next item...
Or women.
Now, the next item, ladies and gentlemen, might upset you, Julia. And I'm a bit nervous about showing this because, you like your trees.
Oh, yes.
And I know generally you're not keen on graffiti on trees.
Depends.
So I hope this isn't going to hurt your feelings too much, because this is very poetic and very interesting, and it's a valuable piece of history and art. Now,
got to thicken the skin anyway.
Yes. So, who do you suppose didn't mean
Not
to-
Daisy.
No, it wasn't Daisy. Who do you suppose could possibly have anything to do with a bit of history and art?
Graffiti.
Oh yeah, Graffiti. Yeah, that's
Dave
very
of Your
good.
just said.
It's what?
Dave of Your just said.
Oh yes, there we are. Well done. I'm unable to call. I can't see how I can get the number, says Nuka. To public your phone. We accept the calls as I have a. Don't worry. We've moved on for that. Don't panic. It's all right. I mean, you know, the signal here may not be very good. Some people have tried to phone in on other occasions and not got through. Maybe and engage, of course. But anyway, don't worry about that. So anyway, the question is the Graffiti art. Think about art. Who could possibly, from maybe in Croatia, who could possibly, who, you know, sort of a bit Catweasel like, who could possibly be the
You're not
person...
going to drop the Catweasel thing, are you?
No, I love Catweasel.
Okay.
Catweasel was one of my favourite programmes.
As long as Andrew knows that it's not a, it's a compliment rather than...
It is a compliment.
It's a teeny tiny bubble.
Oh yeah, really tiny.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely
not
a
an intentional
compliment.
insult.
I looked up there. I used to have the Catweasel VHSs, but I have them in a. I either got them in a
I'm
box
looking
or
up
I've done them. So who are you saying it is? Robert Croser.
Andrew Norris.
Oh, Andrew Norris. That's
Can only be.
It can only be Andrew Norris. This is another piece of Andrew Norris magic, ladies and gentlemen.
I wanted to share with you something which has inspired me in a number of ways ever since I first discovered it. In a recent video, Richard was talking about the artist William Blake. By many, he is considered the father of British Romanticism in painting, and a direct line can be traced from William Blake through Samuel Palmer in the 19th century to some of my favourite artists in the 20th century, artists like Graham Sutherland, John Piper, and Paul Nash, who at the end of his life in the 1940s distilled a kind of visionary romanticism into a sequence of paintings of a location in Oxfordshire called Whittenham Clumps. Back in 1990, I attended a lecture about Whittenham Clumps, thinking I would learn something more about Paul Nash. Instead, I heard about the conservation work going on to maintain the little wood on top of the clumps and its neighbour, Synodon Hill. But one feature of the lecture stood out, and that was about a beech tree located at the edge of the wood called the Poem Tree. Now, this was a tree in which in 1844 a local chap called Joseph Tubb had gone there with a ladder and a tent and had spent 2 weeks carving a poem into the bark, in which he eulogised about the countryside around and its history. I was so overwhelmed to learn this that the following weekend I took my bike and tent to the nearest station at Wantage and cycled there to visit the poem tree. I had with me a small 8mm black and white camera and filmed this. 3 years later I returned with a video camera and found that the tree was pretty much dead, but standing. To commemorate the 150th anniversary of the poem, a small monument had been erected on the edge of the wood. It contained a facsimile of the poem from a rubbing made in the 1960s, taken by a certain Dr. Ormiston. If it were not for him, we would probably have no idea of the poem or of Joseph Tubb. Naturally, I took a rubbing of the plug myself, but I can find no evidence that Paul Nash was ever aware of the poem tree, for surely he must have walked around the clumps and explored them. He certainly sketched them from an early age. For me, finding this has been an inspiration not just for paintings, but for prints, poems, even for my curtains, and music from then until now. It's a theme that I return to repeatedly. This is such a wonderful and eccentric piece of Englishness that we should somehow keep the memory alive, and hopefully it will provide inspiration to other people. The tree might no longer be standing, but the monument is there, with the plug and the views which inspired Joseph Tubb. It's well worth a visit.
So there you go, Julia. What do you think? Carving
Fabulous.
a poem on the trunk of a tree.
Well, it's old. It's not worth letting my poor purple heart bleed over right now, is it?
No, that's very true.
But no, I don't generally like it if that's done to a tree. I mean, that's not going to kill it. But, you know, it does take the tree a little bit of time. But, I mean, it's not the worst thing that happened. As long as you don't strip a ring of bark around the whole trunk, because then you've signed the tree a death warrant.
Yes, that's... fascinating story, an excellent video. Thank you so much,
Wonderful
Andrew.
compilation of all those paintings, tree paintings.
Yeah, and it's interesting how it's... something like that can stay with you and then be... only Andrew Norris, is that what comes through my mind, will take those images and turn them into curtains and all sorts of things. It's he has a unique way of thinking about things.
He's a clever man, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And no, Benny from Crossroads is not. You're not that. Never ever said that. So don't take that. That would be an insult.
I read your comment. I was like, Benny?
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 Yes, you didn't know. I mean,
I don't know.
I'm assuming it's Benny from
I don't know.
Crossroads. But yes,
Croser
no.
assumed that as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, he is an idiot.
We're all idiots.
We'll all
we all have moments.
Yes, no, but of course he's not. That Andrew is a great man, and I would only say things about people like that could be taken as an insult if I didn't think, if I was convinced that the person would take it as a chumly compliment.
Unfortunately, mistakes can happen.
And I know, yes, I put my foot in it left, right and centre, and I've sunk to the bottom of the marshes on some occasions. But let's not worry about those marshes now, because...
We'll just call you Pete.
Yes, I am one of the bog people. Anyway, it's we're looking for talking to Pete. Pete, I don't know whether Pete is on his way over. Jeff Kellison is sending his mate Pete.
Yeah, it's Sock
over.
Monkey Pete.
Sock Monkey Pete.
Looking forward to meeting him.
Definitely. So there we are. So, Andrew, are there any other examples of poems on trees? What went through my mind is as that tree got bigger and bigger and grew,
yes,
the poetry,
the engraving would have
got fatter and less discerned. And that's interesting when you do see, I mean, I know graffiti on trees is not ideal, but every now and again it is quite fun when you go into a woods and you see something on a tree that was perhaps down here and is now up there, and it does say something.
It is fascinating seeing that sort of thing.
1953, and you can think, golly, if that was at somebody's chest height at an ideal writing, you can vaguely work out how much the tree has grown by the years, and so it is interesting. And often the so and so for such and such, you wonder if they're still together because their hearts have been engraved in that tree, and whether the magic of the tree and the sap of the tree rising kept them together, or whether it one of them was bashed on the head by a branch.
Someone made a good point. I think it was Connor's Dark Corner that he uses chalk on the tree trunks, and I do that too. Because I mean, face it, in Sussex there's plenty of chalk on the ground.
Plenty of chalk.
Pick up a piece of chalk and
But I suppose if
no prizes for guessing what I usually draw.
No
Prizes.
No prizes at all. But I guess that what, unicorns? Yeah. I guess that if you did it in chalk, a poem like that, it would have gone and nobody would have been able to read the words. If it was, unless somebody had taken a picture, of course.
I know when it's not quite graffiti, but it popped into my head the other day. I don't know, I can't remember why, but there was this is a bit macabre. There was a dog corpse found in a mummified dog body found in an old dead tree. I can't even remember where it was, but I thought that was fascinating. I think it was one of the hunting dogs, and it had chased a fox, partly up the tree.
Fell inside.
And fall inside a
and
hollow and couldn't get out.
And then eventually died.
Yeah.
So anybody walking through
Horrible
that,
thought.
I mean, can you imagine? I wonder if that, if that happened, I wonder if there are ghosts associated with the woods, because people would presumably have heard the howling of the dog.
Yeah, and not been able to find it.
Yeah, not realised it was dog, and thought maybe it was a ghost, and have gone through and called, and there's this dog, and it's like, oh, don't go into the...
Because it makes me wonder, I mean, do they ever even notice when a dog has gone missing? Because they do have a lot of them, and
yeah, they must
quite
count
rowdy.
them. I reckon they must. They know them all. Yeah, those.
They don't seem to half the time.
Well, I read the what's the Bellstone Fox. Now that's a film that used to come out at Christmas. The Bellstone Fox,
I've never seen it.
Beautiful film. And I
Oh,
bought
the
the book.
timber.
Oh yeah, I bought the book. I lent the book to you.
Yes, and I haven't read it.
You haven't read it.
I've read the first few pages. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, I know.
I don't work out which pile it's in.
It's in a pile of unread books, and absolutely fascinating in the way that the people who look after these dogs. I mean, it's a fictional story, but it's based on the true way of life. And it was fascinating on how they look after the dogs and how they breed them from that perspective. It was just a fascinating. I mean, it's beautifully written as well. That's one of the things about it.
Yes, I must pull my finger out and read that one.
It's a lovely. You would enjoy it. I mean, there would be elements that you might, the
Yeah.
ethics you might disagree with, but
There may be moments when I phone you going, ah!
yeah, but some of it's from the animal's point of view, and some of it's from.
I love books that do that.
Yeah, so I think you'd like it.
Yeah, sorry about that macabre little piece.
No, it's interesting. On Christmas Day, it's always good to have a bit of macabre.
You know.
After all, Kerry Baldwin says that there's a tree in Dallington in East Sussex with some graffiti scrawled into it by a German POW in 1944. How interesting. And Dallington is the same place, isn't it, where Mad Jack Fuller made the Sugarloaf, which is a a stone or whatever.
That's the one you've done
I did a video about it. And it was supposed to be the spire of a church, but it's actually in the shape of an old-fashioned, the way sugar used to be in these conical shapes.
It's a fascinating story, however.
Yeah, very fascinating. For a bet, as some people do. There's a film called Ghost Dog starring Forrest Whitaker, says Dave of Yore. I don't know who Forrest Whitaker is.
It rings bells, but probably for wrong reasons.
Yes, Brightling is the next village, says Kerry Baldwin. Now, Brightling, where he went into a pyramid as a tomb. Good old Mad Jack Fuller in his house. There was he had something to do with Bodiam Castle, if I remember rightly, and he built the watchtower. And they were doing some work on it, and he wanted to make sure they were doing it, so he built the watchtower. Was that him?
I don't know, but Station Master's Choice says, yes, Dallington. I have videos on my channel about it too.
Ah, yes. Now, if you go on YouTube and look for Oddball Eccentrics, it was a television pitch that I put together with me looking at all sorts of different oddballs, and I put this thing together. You'll see a very young, unbespeckled, two-eyed Vobes who rides a unicycle.
Yes, 2 eyes, 1 wheel.
Yes, there we go. Exactly. Andrew Norris says, not that I know of, the tree stood upright until the 2000s, but has died and has laid on its side for people to visit. The poem was carved in 1844 and survived until nowish, so no damage done. What a brilliant story.
It didn't kill the tree and it didn't harm the tree.
Absolutely. And thank you very much for sharing that with us, Andrew. I thought that was absolutely sublime. But then Andrew's work is sublime. That's the only way
Every time
he pulls out.
He's an artist through and through.
He certainly is. Is it time for another video?
Yeah.
I think so. If anybody wants to call in, the time is to call in and get your Merry Christmas messages and all of that after this video. So as soon as the video finishes, give us a tinkle on the old dog and bone, if you can get through. Of course, sometimes the signal is a bit poor, as you discovered.
I thought you were going to say the lines are ringing off the hook.
Oh, the switchboard. Just look at the smoke coming off the switchboard. But we'll get to there. There's 42 on hold at the moment, so we'll get to those any minute now. But let's have a look and see what's in the video box so far. Right, I think it's only Mike Stevens we've done, Nikki we've done, Norris we've done, Bernie we've done, so it's just one more. This was Vince Quill. Now I'm hoping that we don't get a copyright strike on this, because it's got a little bit of music in it, which is well-known music, but because it's classical music we may just manage to get by. I did think, what should I do? And I'd hate people not to be able to watch the show after the event, but Vince went up onto High Down this morning at about 6 o'clock in the morning so that he could get the sunrise coming up.
Oh, what a treat.
What a sunrise it must have been today, because we've had a pretty cloudless day, certainly in the morning. I was in Bognor. Not at 6 o'clock, I can hasten to add. I was uploading stuff on Facebook. But Vince was out there doing his thing. Vince, thanks so much for sending this in. Let's have a look at the sunrise. This morning, only 9... No, hang on. What time was sunrise? About 7:15, something like that. Was it 7:15, something like that? So however many hours that is, a few hours earlier.
A number.
Yes, a number of hours.
Don't ask me to think.
Earlier.
The mother of a toddler.
How about that? There we are. The sunrise this morning. Sunrise early in the morning. Sunset late.
I thought I knew that
night.
one then. No, it's just a made up one, isn't it?
No, there was a song. Sunrise early in the morning. Who sang that? Who sang Sunrise? That's a song, definitely a song. It was on some LP I had, or my mum had, or whatever, and it would come up, and it was a very deep-throated sounding voice. Sunrise early in the morning, a sunset late at night. I think it was maybe a Jamaican singer or something like that. When I think about it, I don't know. Was it Bob Marley or somebody, or Queen?
Rick M thinks it's by Rolf Harris.
Oh, Rolf. Well, it could have been Rolf Harris.
Oh no!
Didn't have the wobble board. Definitely didn't have the wobble board. If you want to call the show, it's 07934746790. Try the number. Rolf Harris said, "If I can say the name for reference."
Rolf Harris said that, did they?
Oh, is that what he said?
No, Station Master's Choice said Rolf Harris. If I can say the name for reference only.
Oh, for reference only. Yes, of course. He must be near the end of his life now, surely. So I'm surprised that nobody's boshed him on the head yet in Clink. Is he still in Clink? He must be, with his wobble board and all of that. Can you imagine getting to that level of stardom and then going to prison?
Oh, we have a call.
We have a call. Let's find out who it is. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Vobes One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie. Oh, hang on. I've got to turn the... It helps if I turn it. Hello.
Is that Sean's laugh?
For the third time.
No.
Yes.
What ho?
What ho, what ho.
Hello.
How are you? I'm sounding very electronic. You sounding electronic.
I don't know,
There's
am I?
another microphone.
Hello.
Hello. I don't know
Hello, Mr. Norris.
Can you hear us all right?
Hello there. Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing very well. Thank you very much. Had a lovely day. Have you had a lovely day in Croatia on this fine morrow?
We've had rain, and it's been a bit. It's not been too cold. We had snow earlier, a couple of weeks ago, but it's quite mild now. But today it's just been like an ordinary day, I have to say.
Yeah. Oh, was it you? Somebody said that. Oh no, it was somebody else, wasn't it? Somebody else. No, well, I'm thinking of one of the videos. I think they said it was such a miserable day. But I had a lovely, splendid, sunny day. Was it sunny in Portsmouth where you were when you went down?
It was really, yeah. It didn't rain while I was down there.
I spoke to my mother earlier. She said it was very bright and sunny, but cold.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it dropped.
Bitter cold.
It dropped down. It was 1 degree. I actually, for the very first time, ladies and gentlemen, had to remove the frost from the window of my Black Maria.
I'm surprised you allowed the frost to even touch your Black Maria.
Well,
That's a fair point.
I should have put a blanket over the windscreen. I think I'm going to have to get one of those special...
Tuck it up in the evening.
Yes.
Tuck it up in an electric blanket.
Yes.
I can't even speak now.
No, one of those electric hot water bottles.
You wait, he'll be running a line, cable out there. I can't speak.
Why not?
Why not? I don't know. It's the brain.
Is
It's frazzled for the day.
Oh dear. So how do you celebrate Christmas in Croatia? What's the tradition there?
Well, it being a Catholic country, we usually have fish on New Year's, on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day we go over to Yasta's parents, and then on the day after, Christmas Eve we go to Yasta's parents.
It doesn't know. He's making this up, isn't it?
I know. I'm making it up.
He's just making
and
it.
then Christmas Day we go over to her brothers, but because of the current situation,
Yeah.
we just cancelled Christmas altogether.
Did Boris cancel your Christmas as well?
Not Boris, but we cancelled it. We took control and decided to cancel it.
Yes. Oh, right. Oh, that's good. Well, it's better that you take control rather than letting the government tell you how to run your own Christmas.
This is it. I mean, okay, people are a bit more relaxed here than in UK, but on the whole, we just kind of treated today as an ordinary day. So
have you been doing any artwork or anything today then?
Naturally.
Naturally.
Yeah, I'm still working on the last puppet. I finished it, except for painting the features. And yesterday I made the hands and painted them.
Oh, well done.
I'm still struggling with the face, so I will give it another go tomorrow.
And this is the Reverend. Has he got a name? Reverend.
This is the curate.
Curate.
Yes, the Reverend curate.
Reverend curate. Philip Mercer. I think he should be Reverend Mercer. Shouldn't he be the
Reverend Mercer? Yes.
Reverend Mercer? I think because Philip Mercer's a curate, or was. I talk as if he's still alive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good name. That's a good name for him. Yeah.
Yes. Why don't we name him after the esteemed author?
Why not?
Yes. So that was good. So you've done a bit of artwork, and what about in the garden? Have you been out in the garden at all?
I haven't. No, I'm back in city.
Back in
now
in
they put a lockdown, so I can't leave the city unless I get permission. And actually, there's not a lot going on in the garden or in the village, as you will see if you follow my videos coming up in the future.
Yes.
In a couple of weeks.
Oh, right.
You can see that I'm kind of closing it all down. But when I get the first opportunity to go back, because I want to go and drive over the new bridge that we've had finished after a year.
Oh, yes.
Building, yeah.
So is this the same bridge that you did a video about a year ago, which was...
Absolutely.
I can't imagine there's two bridges they're having built around there.
No, that's true. It's just because the other one was, they didn't have it completely done, and it was very sort of, they had a bit of scaffold on the side so it didn't fall off.
Well, this is it. This is when they just... the original bridge was a pontoon bridge, which was floating on the river. So when there was a lot of rain, it rose up, but on either end there'll be huge puddles to try and navigate your way through. But they built this a couple of meters now above the level of the river, so it won't be a problem in future.
Thank goodness for that.
Flooding.
Oh, yeah.
But, so they just kind of finished it. They had a kind of semi-official opening last Monday with just a couple of people there cutting a ribbon and a photo opportunity. But I was there on Friday filming the final touches, the kind of cosmetic details, and that'll come up on my channel in a couple of weeks. But
and people can find you, just in case anybody who stupid enough not to have subscribed to your YouTube channel, which of course is a must. It's Andrew. Yeah. If they put in a search for Andrew Norris, but you've got Andrew Norris 1 and Andrew Norris.
No, it's Andrew Norris 2. That's the village.
Yes, but I was just clarifying. You have 1 and 2.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So they want to look out for Andrew Norris 2.
They can look at both, but
yes.
2 is the one of the village stuff. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And because I guess you did this a bit like sort of when the BBC was working properly, and you had BBC 1 and BBC 2, and BBC 2 was more cultural, wasn't it? And I get the impression
it was, yeah.
Andrew Norris 2 is a bit like what BBC 2 used to be.
Well, I did go a step further, and I had to have Andrew Norris 3 for my music, but I'm kind of amalgamated 3 and 1 together because it's a bit of a headache to kind of negotiate your way around.
Oh yeah, so a bit like that was
2
going
or
to be a
more.
bit like Radio 3, which was very sort of classical music and all that. I can
Yes,
see where
yeah.
you're going with this. So, God,
Radio 3 with pictures.
heaven for help that you ever have an Andrew Norris 5, because that'll be the bedroom scenes of Andrew Norris. We don't want any of that, because you know how
That'll be a
terrible.
very dull channel. That would.
Isn't it funny how people can do things so differently? I mean, you're both YouTubers and you
Yes.
both put content up.
Yes.
But and when Andrew starts a new one, he'll use the same but with a different number. You'll just think up a whole different title.
Yes. So the
Listen
people-
with Vobes.
Yes.
Richard Vobes.
Yeah.
Naked Englishman
Yes.
is out there.
Well,
There's
actually, you know,
some others
Richard,
as well.
The title is actually descriptive of the content of the channel, whereas mine is not. But I welcome anybody who wishes to subscribe.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I
Highly recommended to
Highly recommended.
subscribe.
Thank you.
that will be people's Boxing Day viewing.
Yeah. Can I just go back to the bridge thing for a minute?
Go back.
Rewind.
Can I get a rewind? Anyway, enough of that.
Yeah.
I don't mind telling you that the other day I got myself into a bit of a rabbit hole, as I often do on the internet, because
Easily done.
I can't remember how I'd gone onto it, but I'd suddenly had the thought about covered bridges. They fascinate me, and I thought to myself, why? Why cover the bridge? So I
you
had to
don't
go and
get
look it up. Yeah. So because they're made of wood, so it's to protect the wood underneath them and all of that. But that led me on to there's one of the oldest, the oldest one that we know about is in Switzerland. Do you know this one? It's lovely. It's really long. It goes diagonally across the river, and it's got a water tower, a Wasser. It's a German word.
Really?
What's it called?
When you say a water tower, what do you mean
Is it
by a water?
Kesselbrook or something like that? I'll see if I can find it. But it's fascinating. And I remembered I've actually been there.
Just describe this water tower. What do you mean by water tower?
Well,
On a bridge?
The water tower is next to the bridge. It's on the river floor, and it's right next to the bridge. The bridge would be how you'd get to the water tower, I guess. But
What does a water tower do?
it has water in it.
So was the bridge made of wood?
Yeah. It's
That's water.
I can't remember the date of
In
it.
the next village from us, they have the longest wooden bridge in the whole of the country, and I filmed them as they dismantled it, demolished it to build a concrete one. So
Oh.
Fascinating.
that's people from cars could cross it.
Oh, I
Because
see.
there aren't that many crossings around, and the river, which is in the village, goes through the village or by the village. We need crossings because it's a major link
Yes.
from, let's say, Bosnia through to Slovenia.
Do they have the old-fashioned ferry? You know, a little bloke in a boat.
They used to, before they had the pontoon bridge, and I recorded all of this, people's talking about the ferryman, and I have pictures of the old ferry beforehand. And there used to be a little shack where a man called Joja lived, and he had a tendency to get drunk in the afternoon, so that people coming back from the work would have to shout across the river
To get his
Of course,
attention.
he was get his attention, but he was sleeping, so the noise carried up to the top of the hill, and the people living at the top of the hill would have to come down
I love this.
to wake up Joja.
Yes.
to
Oh, I
get
love
his
this.
act together.
That is so much. That is so much of a
Yeah,
story.
They had to fire him.
Philip Mercer, are you listening?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Oh, that is a
Had to
that
take
is.
over, and they were the last people who would operate the ferry. But I have pictures I've collected pictures from the villages of the opening of the raft beforehand.
That's for me. That's the sort of thing that should be. I mean, that's a true thing, but it should be in when you read books. You know, that's what I want the author to do. Have the characteristics that there they are. They come back, and he's there in the hut. They know he's in the hut. He can't hear them, so they shout, and he still can't hear it. And people in the village have to come down and wake him up, and he wakes up disgruntledly and gets in the boat and rows over and picks them up. And
I mean, this is the late 60s, early 70s, and I've got, I've interviewed villagers who have told me the stories from first-hand experience. Now, I have a tremendous archive of all these stories.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think that's so good.
Going back to the bridge quickly.
Yes.
My question to you is going to be, do you know of any covered bridges in Croatia, and are there any near you?
Covered bridges. I've never heard of covered bridges.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
I've done a quick Wikipedia.
Otherwise known as tunnels.
It was Capelbrook, literally translated as Chapel Bridge. It spans. It's a wooden footbridge that spans. Spans the river Reuss, Reuss, diagonally in the city of Lucerne in central Switzerland. But yeah, it's beautiful. It really is. It's got loads of wonderful.
I can probably find it
yes,
if I put
yes,
my
Yeah,
mind
maybe
to
so
it.
we can put up a picture.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Put
got
up a
some
penguin.
fantastic old paintings.
What's it called? Chapel
up
Bridge. How do you spell
it's,
it?
It's KAP
KAP
ELL
ELL
BRU
BRU
CKE.
CKE.
Actually, got an accent on the a double accent on the
Oh, don't
U,
worry.
but that's not
The
gonna
tube
matter.
of views will find it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Have a little gander at this.
I remember I can't remember how old I must have been
look at
about
that. Isn't that amazing?
maybe 15 when my parents took me there, maybe 14. I can't remember.
Wow.
But it was
There we go. Let's find
stunning.
some more.
I remember I couldn't understand why we'd gone there at the time, but the memories of it now, I'm like, well, that's why. It is gorgeous, stunning.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Wow. How amazing.
17th century.
17th century,
Mm-hmm.
16 something or other.
Yeah, let me try and find the date.
You struggle to find something that old here
Yeah.
in terms of bridges. Yeah.
And there's cars going. Is it cars all the way? The cars are going on the open bit, but
Yeah,
not.
no.
The
That-
other bit is
this-
a walkway.
this-
Is that the
footbridge.
water tower?
Yes, that's the water tower there.
Oh, right.
Is it a reservoir? Is it a reservoir?
No, it's a river.
Oh, it's a river.
Oh, okay.
I wonder what the water tower does then.
Sorry about this random.
Why put water in the tower up there when there's all this water around?
That's a good point. I'm not sure, but
I mean, obviously.
Too much logic. Richard,
Too much logic, yes. Well, what I mean, water tower it's not collecting water, is it? It's to give you gravity, presumably, but I don't
oh,
understand.
it does have some images of the paintings.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're
right.
Sorry about that.
yeah, that's interesting.
No, it's
But
good
only-
diversion. Good diversion.
Good diversion. Good game. Good
Yeah.
game. All right, my love. 76 people are watching, which is marvellous.
Oh, they're still watching.
Yeah, some of them. They've got live,
They
you know.
haven't scared them off.
Listen, we better
All
go
right,
because
man.
Karen.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
nice man.
Yeah.
Look after yourself. Have a good
Will
rest
do.
of the evening.
Yeah.
You're an hour ahead, aren't you? So you'll be getting
are
ready to be
indeed,
tucked
yeah.
up in bed soon, won't you?
In a little while, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
bless your socks of cottonness.
Thank you for calling in. It was absolutely wonderful to hear your golden throat,
Pleasure.
You look
All right.
after yourself.
as
Yeah,
Gracie
you
called
too.
you.
And happy season's greetings to you and all the Vobesters out in Vobester land.
Thank you very much.
Kiss the dog
Andrew.
and pat the wife for me, won't you?
Yeah, we'll do.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
Bye. There we go. That was Andrew Norris, all the way from Croatia. Thank you so much for that. Must cost him a fortune ringing us.
Yeah.
That's why I never ring out, you see, because I'm a Scrooge.
Bar humbug.
Bar humbug. Been on that bridge, says Ron Langley. Have you indeed? Oh, wow. Been on the bridge. Station Master's Choice says that there was a fire on it in recent times. I remember it was in the news for something. Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
just
And Dave
read
of
that.
Yaw says it's a rocket. It's not a water
Oh, the
tower.
water tower is a rocket.
It's a rocket.
It's a medieval rocket.
So there we go. What about that? And marvellous. Well, that's it. Well, listen, I don't want to upset people, but it is coming to 9:30 and
It is.
things to do, people to see, phone calls to make, letters to write, presents to wrap or unwrap. I don't know. Things to cook, seasons to greet, all of that sort of stuff. Now, tomorrow, let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, in words of one syllable.
Listening.
There is another Sussex border walk video, 20-minute long, spectacular video shot earlier today in Bognor. But as a bonus, it's in 4K. I don't normally make videos in 4K, but today I pushed the boat out.
So if you watch the show on a big TV, you're going to be in
Yes,
for a
if you've got a lovely TV and you can stick it onto 4K. I was fiddling about with the camera settings and it was a complete accident. I didn't mean to shoot it in 4K at all. I got back and went, oh my God, look at the size of these files. I'll never get that on my computer. Bloody well, it won't work, my little old computer. But I can tell you, Mr. Kellison will know all about this. Computer handled it perfectly, no problem at all. And it's in glorious 4K in some wonderful early morning sunshine. So treat yourself to a little bit of every mole and little wrinkle of the Vobe on my visage. You can study. It's going back to 1080, I think. Nobody wants to see my face in that clarity. So there we are. 4K, says Ron Langley. Wow, can't wait for Bognor. Our hometown. Well, you can step outside your door.
It's a shame you couldn't have popped in for a cup of tea.
Yes, I should have done
these
it,
times?
but difficult on Christmas Day. But another time, Ron, I've got to get to the Aldwick next, so that's where he is. So we may well be able to. You may be able to throw me an iced tea.
Yeah.
Because it'll be bloody cold next time, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you don't want a hot tea landing on you.
no, I'm going to make you a nice hot tea for coming
Lovely.
round.
That would be rantastic.
That'd be rancid. She was going to say that'd be
I
rancid.
told you my brain cell fried.
Yes, you've had all that lovely Christmas time with your parents.
Yes, the children have had chocolate today.
Have they? I haven't had any chocolate. Oh, yes, no. Sharifa, Billy's girlfriend.
Fiancée.
Yeah, fiancée, even. Brought back some lovely Thornton's chocolates, and I did have one of those.
Very
so
nice.
that was very nice. So there we Vince Quill says, hope the rest of the season's celebrations are in groovy and extreme. Very Merry Christmas to you. Thank you, Richard and Julia and all the Vobesters. Thank you very much, everybody, for being an absolute star this year. There are more shows, of course, before the end of the year, and more videos, no doubt, if I can get my arse out and make some lazy person that I am. And thank you, Julia, for popping in at the last moment there on Christmas Day to welcome everybody.
Glad I could pop in and say Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you've had a lovely day.
So that's it. Take care, look after yourselves, be safe, and we hope to see you on the next show, which will be on Monday, whenever that is. Monday.
Yeah, look at this. I'm in on a Friday.
Yeah, you're in on a Friday.
Friday.
And there'll be a Listen to Vobes on a Monday as well at 4 o'clock if you're interested on the Listen to Vobes channel, whatever it is. If I had to pick on one, I'd have a 6.6 engine, says Billabong. And on that note, on that bombshell, as some presenter once said on a car show in 5th gear, 4th gear, 8th gear, 10th gear.
Whatever gear it is anyway.
Yeah. Have a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Thank you, Julia.
Bubbles! And a Happy New Year.